This is the Tigers Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Detroit Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Here we go. Welcome into a live Locked On Tigers Postcast and Detroit chokes. It's another example of an embarrassing display and letting a team hang around and not finishing the job. And in the most pivotal moments of the season, this Detroit Tigers team continues to display characteristics of a losing organization and a losing ball club. We'll take your comments. Roadmap for tonight's show. I'm reeling, guys. I really am. It's a missed opportunity. Fortunately, it's not the kill shot to the season with the Cleveland Guardians inexplicably losing to the Texas Rangers, Astros, and Angels later tonight. But this goes down as one of the all-time missed opportunities. Of course, I'll have my biggest talking point, our turning point, and our player of the game. Invite you to like today's video. Go ahead and subscribe to the Locked On Tigers channel, Locked On Tigers Daily Shows with Scott Bentley, and Locked On Tigers Postcasts with me. And we'll get through this. But oh my, we're going to read your comments tonight. I'm going to have mine. But watching this game, it goes from the feelings we had yesterday of seeing a team turn the corner, right the ship, weather the storm, put forth the type of effort that gives them an opportunity to right all the wrongs of the month of September. And then it all goes away because they don't display the killer instinct. And that's what was so frustrating tonight. It was on a platter for them. The opportunity was there, and they just could not make it happen. If you missed the game, the Boston Red Sox walk off the Detroit Tigers 4-3, the final. Tigers had a 3-0 lead in this one. They score 3 runs in the 4th inning alone and missed opportunities after that. You leave the bases loaded again, bases loaded, 1 out, and you don't score any runs. Someone's going to have to help me understand. I feel like the HR rep that is using the verbal jargon to make it sound better than it actually is. Help me understand why the Tigers weren't able to score more runs. You get the Javi Baez single, and then the Jahmai Jones double, and then in the 9th, I mean, a leadoff double for Justin Henry Malloy. That was so clutch. And listen, you can hear it in my tone, and I'm sorry, but it's September 26th. It's the final weekend of the regular season. I'm going to have some angst in my voice. But Malloy gets the double. Gleyber Torres gets him over to third base. He did his job. Wenzel Perez strikes out. The infield's drawn in. You got to find a way to get that run home. That's the season. It really is. And I know people in the comments the other day were like, Jake, you're a drama queen. Sorry. Means a lot to me. Means a lot. This team, I don't want to say deserves better, but the opportunities are there, and this team continues to show who they really are. And it's so frustrating. It is so demoralizing because for weeks and weeks and weeks, we tried to, at least I did, I tried not to let what I felt like was the case and the reality of this team, I tried not to let that sink in. I tried to block it out and say, no, I want to believe in this team. I want to be like all the other mouth breathers on the internet, all the other paddlers for this team that just enable them to be bad and accept it and say, oh no, it's all going to work out. And, oh, you don't believe, or, oh, you know, you're a hater. You're so negative. No, I'm not negative. I call it how it is. And this team doesn't have a winning instinct. They don't have a killer instinct. They're just mediocre. And tonight was another example of that. And again, you can say, oh, you're so dramatic, which is fine. I am. Because I don't know if you know this or not, but it's kind of crunch time at this point. The Tigers have to win the next 2 games of the season. Now, again, fortunately, the Guardians, they lose to the Texas Rangers, which is kind of bizarre. Angels and Astros are playing right now, depending on when you're listening to this. No score early in that one. So tonight could just be a wash, depending on what happens with the Astros. It's a wash for the division. But again, the Guardians have the tiebreaker. So for it being a wash, that equates to a win for the Guardians, in my opinion. But lots of comments, 56 of them to be exact. I'll try to get into it here. Demetrius McNeil leads us off. He says, Jake, you see what happens when you let the Red Sox hang around and you don't add on runs. You're going to get burned. Choke again, come back next game. That's what it is. And again, I'll have more on this in my turning point where the game was won or lost. But you get at the top of the 5th, you get the single. And then you just, or I'm sorry, the top of the 4th. I'm getting my innings mixed up. But you have to be able to add runs on, you know? And it's so infuriating. Because this team, it feels like the team should be better. We should have a better result for this. And it's hard not to point the fingers at individual guys, but that's what tonight was. Just instances of shortcoming over and over and over. And I don't know how you change it. I really don't. But it's the Locked On Tigers post-game show. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hannah Bananas up next. Plays Unbreak My Heart by Tony Braxton on repeat. That's what it is. David Gustafson, unable to deliver the knockout blow. One of many unfortunate themes of this downward slope. Jason Walter, good start by Mize. Needed more runs. Yeah, Casey Mize was really good. I should mention that. I mean, my goodness. Pitched his heart out and gave this team every chance. I mean, the final line, 6 1/3, 2 earned runs. That's a winning effort from Casey Mize. Oh, man. Mike, I agree with you here. He says, wow, what a dislikable bunch of sissies. Gray matter. When there are runners on 2nd and 3rd with 0 outs and no runs get added, you often lose. Or he says, you don't deserve to win the game. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's something about that ballpark. And David Fly does this to us. Torrey Hunter overran the Ortiz Grand Slam in 2013. Never gets mentioned. Just thought I'd bring it up here. No, we know. We are well aware of that. Tigers with runners in scoring position tonight. They left 10 guys on base. 3 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Just didn't deliver that knockout punch. Because imagine being up 5-0 instead of 3-0, 4-0 instead of 3-0. Different game all the way around. Now it's a 2-game season. It really is. Based on the fact that the Rangers have been one of the worst teams they've been reeling just like the Tigers, just like the Astros. So I don't anticipate the Rangers beating the Guardians tomorrow. The fact that they did tonight is a huge favor. And again, we'll see at the time of this recording, no score between the Astros and the Angels. Let's take a quick timeout. Oh, this is a good way to go out. Bandersay 77 says pathetic. A lot of it was. Braylon Dennis says, of course, we struggle to get runs. Scott Harris, this is why we get bats at the trade deadline. Sean Salas says, I hate this team. TN Pyro says this team is pathetic. Kevin Jeffrey says Tommy Canley is a bum. Morale is low. That's probably the best way to put it. Morale is very, very low. There is no doubt about that. Back in just a minute on a live Locked On Tigers postcast. This episode of the Locked On Tigers Postcast is brought to you by our good friends at Rougiette. What do you get when you have a bald eagle standing on top of a silverback gorilla riding a T-Rex? Confidence, pure confidence. If you're looking for something beyond the usual pill, it's time to meet Rougiette Go Long. That's exactly where Rougiette's Go Long comes in. This isn't just another ED pill. It's a total game changer for confidence. Go Long combines 2 doctor-trusted medications in one dual-action formula so you can get hard and go the distance. The effects can last up to 36 hours, and that's confidence all day, all night, and even into the next day. So if you're ready to level up your confidence in the bedroom, head to Rougiette.com and use promo code LOCKEDONMLB for 15% off your first order. That's Rougiette.com, Rougiette.com, promo code LOCKEDONMLB. Make sure to use the code so they know we sent you. Today's episode of the Locked On Tigers Postcast is also brought to you by FanDuel. The NFL season is here, and FanDuel is making sure you're ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. And you know what I love about FanDuel? It's the same game parlays. It's the live action. It is, of course, the meat and potato bets like money lines, spreads, and so much more, and player props. And it all happens at FanDuel. So are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app right now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. Locked On Tigers Postcast. Tigers lose again. Tons of comments to get into. Can't even read all of them. There's so many. And you know what? I appreciate that. I appreciate all of the different comments. And Boombuck, I'm kind of with you on this one. Tigers don't care. It feels like they don't care. It really does. It really, really feels like they don't care, and this season's just slipping and slipping and slipping away. But again, this is kind of the theme of the episode. The Tigers had opportunities to win. They didn't. And on top of that, they had an opportunity here because you're up 3-0. The Guardians lose to the Texas Rangers. This could have been a huge night for the Detroit Tigers, and it just wasn't, which is such a shame. All right, time for our turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
The theme of this is missed opportunities. That's really what the theme is. And you can pick a number of different missed opportunities, but as the innings go on and on and on, the more important the late innings are, you've got a missed opportunity with Justin Henry Malloy hitting a leadoff double, Gleyber Torres getting the runner over to third, and Wenzel Perez striking out, and Spencer Torkelson striking out. It's just so unfortunate because it was there. It was there. And I know Boston scored a run in the 9th, and maybe they do, maybe they don't, but the game's not over if they do. And on top of that, how much different are the dynamics of a game if you've got a lead in that 9th inning? So missed opportunities, that's the theme. Player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
But to Casey Mize because he deserves it. But Rafaela's triple in the right, the game-winning one is, that's the end of it, And again, for the Tigers, so many missed opportunities. And I'm sorry, I think you deserve a better show. I'm trying to give a better one because the way these last few weeks have transpired, it's just a punch in the gut over and over again. And you kind of have 2 choices. It's either, hey, I'm going to, pull the Andy Dirks and just optimism always. Oh, it's so great. It's so great. Or wear your heart on the sleeve, man. This team's blowing it. This team's blown it. Because if the season ended today, yes, they're a wild card team. I know we got to see what happens with Houston here, but 15 and a half game lead in July, 12 and a half game lead on August 25th. It's a shame. I mean, this season, depending on what happens the rest of the way, even if this Tigers team makes it, there's no other way to look at it other than just a complete and total collapse. And a slap in our face, a slap in my face, a slap in your face. That's exactly what it is. So back at it tomorrow. 2 more games left in the regular season. We'll see what this team can do. I wish I could leave you with something. Man, 2 more games. Tigers. It does bring the discussion. Do you pitch Tarek Skubal if you need a win on the final day? The Tigers have put out their projected starters or their probable pitchers. It doesn't mean anything, but Skubal is listed as the starter on Sunday for what that's worth. But we'll see. And this is a really good point. I meant to say this earlier from Captain Genius. Boston has nothing to play for now because they did clinch a playoff spot. So there you go. Maybe that's the silver lining in all this. Boston will rest the next 2 days, come out, get 2 wins, see what happens with the Astros and the Guardians. That's a really good point. And I meant to say that. Thanks so much for tuning in. What a journey it's been on the Locked On Tigers postcast. I appreciate everybody liking today's video, subscribing, everything else. Thanks so much. And we'll talk to you tomorrow on the live Locked On Tigers postcast.